Hey, welcome back. I think we have a knife here. I'm not 100% sure what's in this box, but we will find out. Let me get it open here. Just going to use the old Demco 80-20.5. It is due for a cleaning, as you can see here. It's been getting some good hard use lately. Had a lot coming in this last week or so. Oops. And we'll see what we got. But the shape of this box, I can't quite tell what it's going to be. I think it could be a Demco, but we will see. Oh. Well then. Two knives. One is a Demco, indeed. Beat up box on this one. But the knife looks good. Yep, beautiful day glow 8020S M4 slicer shark. Just a surprisingly beat up box for being pretty new. So anyway, that's fine. We've reviewed this one on the channel before. Not a lot to report here. Just a really cool variation, and as you can see, during the night you see it'll look something kind of like that, and during the day when the light hits it, it really lights up and illuminates. It's a really cool handle color. So a pretty popular one in the Demco crowd. So this is actually my second of these, so I'm going to be deciding what to do with this one. And then this one is the QVIST BLADEWORKS. Let me just try and do this really carefully here. I want to get this open without it tearing things. The PE2, so the titanium SEIGAIHA, I don't know how to pronounce it. And it's a black washed blade. And I've seen on Lefty EDC, he really likes this knife. I think he's maybe friends with the maker or something, or the designer rather, because I think it's made in China. But he really likes this thing. So let's see if I feel the same. Nice heavy weight to it. Wow. That's heavier than I expected it to be. And it's an interesting little front flipper here, and then a nice little fuller. Oof, that is pretty sweet. Yeah, that's really nice action. Good lockup. 14C 28N blade steel. It's definitely a little bit of a user. Or at least it's not well sharpened, one or the other. Hard to say. It looks like it has just a touch of use on it. I mean, it's a black blade. You can see maybe up here in the front a little bit of use also, but it's very dull. Feels dull, at least. Let's see. Yeah, totally dull. So that's interesting. But yeah, the action is great. I see why Lefty's a big fan. Perfect centering. Is it perfect? No, it's actually a little off to the pocket clip side now that I look at it. But man, the weight on that's really nice. Let's see if I can get the front flipper to go. Almost. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's like a little small. There we go. So I have to just kind of adjust my hand in order to front flip it. But it's really snappy action. Very nice. Yeah, I see why people are fans, especially for the price. I think these things go for, even with this titanium SEIGAIHA, like 130 bucks. That is a sweet titanium scale. It's titanium? I think it's titanium. Yeah, it said Thai, right? Yeah, Thai. That's such a nice knife for, you know, $129. And it's a really cool blade shape. Very similar in how it'd be effective cutting edge and whatnot versus the Demco. It's nice that it's not a frame lock. It's got a nice little liner lock in it. So yeah, really impressed with this, aside from the edge on it being quite dull. That's a little disappointing, but I'll talk with the seller and see what's up. Maybe he forgot that it was more of a user or something like that, or I just don't remember it being a user. I remember it being, maybe it was carried, but not the best feeling hand ever. Pocket clip's got a little bit of a hot spot for me because it kind of gets big here at the back of the knife, which is unusual. Normally the knife's like a little thinner back here. It's sort of the opposite shape. The whole knife's kind of the opposite of a normal knife shape, right? Like this actually feels better to me than this does. So this entire knife is sort of backwards, right? Normally you have round on this side. There's a reason for that, and that's because this doesn't feel terribly good. So that's the one thing I'm going to say here. Draw cuts, amazing. Like if you're doing like a forward pull draw cut, that'd be really nice. But the and like this and stuff, you're fine. You don't really notice it too much. But that kind of digs into your hand there. And it's sort of the opposite of what you'd want. It's so interesting if you compare this to a typical, drop point. And this isn't exactly a typical drop point, but basically the knife is the opposite in so many ways. Granted, it is sort of still a drop here, but the handle is the opposite. And the blade kind of has the appearance of the opposite to some degree. Yeah, if you were to compare it to, let me get something that's the right comparable here. Typical drop point, right? It's the opposite of a typical drop point knife in every way. Instead of going up here, it goes down, and instead of going around this way, it goes around this way. So if I flip this, now they're almost the same, which is super weird. That is just so weird. That is a weird knife. It's a backwards knife. Well, now I know that there's a reason that knives are so frequently how they are. So yeah, overall, love the action. Love the front flip alternative option. That's really cool. And very like tucked away and concealed, which is nice. Love the scale. The scale is beautiful. Like one of the nicest scales I've ever seen, to be honest. Like it's just beautiful. Really nice. But not a big fan of a feel in hand, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. So QVIST, BLADEWORKS. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, all for now. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what maybe I didn't know about this guy in particular. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.